If you're a runner and you've been dealing with pain, tightness, or discomfort in the back side of the thigh, the side of the thigh, or in the front, and it seems like it's just bouncing around and you can't find any solution, there's a strong possibility you're dealing with a condition called a pinched nerve of the lower back or a lumbar radiculopathy. I'll explain all the details in this video today. Now, this is a picture of 4 types of lumbar radiculopathies that are really common amongst runners. The left one is S1, L5 is the second, L4, and L3. I'll explain each one of these in turn, but I think the big takeaway I want you to get today is that these areas of the pain pattern can be referred from the low back, and there's really nothing even wrong with your leg or your foot. And so it's perfectly fine to challenge your leg, but the symptoms will persist unless you address the root cause of the problem. Now, so I will show in a model here in a moment as well, but this is, the S1 is the most common. S1 or S1 nerve root anyways, it creates referred pain into the back of the hip, the hamstring, the calf, and into the side of the foot. These are the most common locations. Not everybody has all the locations, but it may simulate scenarios where you have like deep buttocks pain that won't go away no matter what you do. High hamstring tendinopathy, which seems like it never goes away despite doing good rehabilitation, RDLs, stretching routines, etc. Calf strains or calf cramps that seem like they keep coming back periodically, even cramps at nighttime or fasciculations into the muscles of the calf and the side of the foot. Especially all these ones will have normal images of the leg. Across all of the realms here, you'll have normal wear and tear associated to your running sport, but also not so extreme that it actually creates a concern in the image. L5 is another one, which this one, again, has the SI joint pain. All of them do. Look across the top, which is a dead giveaway oftentimes when you have SI joint pain and related pain down into the leg. It seems like it all comes together at some point. These are dead giveaways. These are lumbar radiculopathies. And also another dead giveaway is it feels like power of the leg is gone. The power part does not go away with just the muscle strain. Now notice that this L5 is on the side of the thigh. It'll simulate IT band conditions, but as we know from other videos, which I'll put in the corner, about knee conditions is IT band is a friction syndrome of the knee. So you can't have IT band syndrome if you don't have clicking and popping at the side of the knee. We'll link that video in the description as well. And IT band really doesn't go, the structure does go higher in the thigh here, but the symptoms of IT band syndrome does not go into the side of the thigh, contrary to popular belief. Those are misdiagnosed L5 radiculopathies. And then you have symptoms down the side of the shin and the top of the foot. I had someone just recently, we talked about, they had the SI joint, they had the side of the thigh, they were convinced it was the condition called myalgia paresthetica. And then so I showed them this picture and then they saw the stuff down into the foot and the shin. They said, I had that about 3 weeks ago. So again, it may come and go and you don't have all the parts all at one time, but if you put all this presentation together, if you have had these recently, they're probably going to be linked. L4 is a little bit different. It starts migrating to the front of the thigh, which can simulate an ongoing quad strain as well as that SI joint thing. And it can also simulate shin splints. Shin splints usually have a correlated mechanism, such as big spikes in training volume. Usually it's bilateral. It's kind of a novice runner type of condition. So if you've been a seasoned runner and you've been taking care of good mileage increases in training volumes and you still have shin splints, consider an L4 radiculopathy. And then we have L3, which is going to be more of the front of the thigh, still the SI joint, but it's going to seem like things like knee pain that won't go away with typical things like runner's knee treatments. It will also feel like quad pain that's not going away with basic soft tissue work and so on. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is a hard sell to tell a lot of runners. They don't always believe it because they believe that the tightness that they feel is related to the muscle. This does feel like muscle tightness. It can feel like aching, it can feel like burning, it can still like stabbing. It doesn't have to be the standard nerve-related numbness, tingling, burning, electricity type of scenario. Those do happen, but they're not as common. We also have scenarios where they're called sensory disturbances. Sensory disturbances are where it feels odd, like there's a cell phone vibrating in your pocket, but you don't have a cell phone there. It feels like more like prickliness, or just it feels different. Some runners will experience on their feet, if they have an S1, they'll say, well, I feel like there's a cotton ball under my foot, or there is a hair around my toes, but there's nothing there. And so these are sensory disturbances associated to nerve-related conditions, and they're very treatable. So if any of this sounds like you, just know that these can be managed actually very well with telehealth, but what you can't have is motor loss. You can't have what we call saddle anesthesia, and you can't have bowel and bladder change. There are certain types of nerve conditions that are more advanced and more urgent as well. So very nominal ones can be treated via telehealth or in person. In person is always better because you can do neurological workup. But oftentimes we get people to feel better, usually within a 3 to 4 week period of time if the treatment's right. I know it sounds odd because you've been dealing with this probably for a long time, but you may have been doing the wrong things, quite honestly. If you want to learn more information about this, we have a video in the corner which covers in more detail more aspects of it. Or if you want our help via telehealth, you can always check our description in the below. If you had an aha moment in this video and it helped you in any way, please scroll down and hit the thanks button. We appreciate that very much. We'll see you guys next time.